I would definitely say we have some pretty big news for Ninjala to talk about today, don't we? And before we go any further, yes, this is a green screen. Go nuts. But hello, ladies and gentlemen, and all the core gamers out there. CAJ Man 777 here. Welcome to something a little different, a little bit of a different styled Ninjala video that I don't normally do on the channel. But today I'm going to be talking about like the boatload of information we just got from Ninjala Developer Diary 12. There's a bevy of brand new information that we really need to get into. So of course I want to get into that, but of course if you guys are enjoying the Ninjala content on the channel, do me a favor, hit that like button. Also hit that subscribe button, which you can probably click right here or down here or wherever I decide to put it in the editing, but you know, make sure you do that if you guys want to see more Ninjala content on the channel. But without further ado, let's just get right into the news, because there is actually a lot to break down for Developer Diary 12, starting with, I think, the new featured battle mode. So the thing in Ninjala is, with this Developer Diary, they just announced a new featured battle mode, simply known as S-Blast Battle Test Play. And this is, you know, at first I thought, when I saw the name of this, I thought this was a very strange name for a featured battle mode. Because why would you put, like, test play at the end of it? Well, it turns out that the devs are talking about potentially replacing the S-Burst system that we currently have in the game with the S-Blast system in this test play. Which is a very interesting concept, because obviously I know not a lot of people are big fans of the randomness of the parry mechanic sometimes. I always think it's a fun mechanic because it's a giant mind game. And granted, while S-Blast, by replacing the S-Burst with S-Blast, I don't think you're necessarily going to remove that. As I said, you're not going to remove that parry option, but it's going to be less and less frequent, so I think there's a lot to talk about with that. Obviously, they're going to be doing a couple trial runs, as well as conducting a survey on whether people prefer S-Burst or S-Blast. And I think a lot of people's opinions will change on this depending on what they do with the featured battle mode. Which, like all other featured battle modes, they do offer a reward for it. You get the DJ headphones from last season in the battle pass, but you get a pink variation of that. Of course, S-Blast Battle, the test play will run these next 3 weekends, starting January 15th at 10 p.m. And it will go every weekend until, of course, the January 29th to January 31st. So until the end of the month, in terms of PST times. And honestly, I'm interested. I'm interested. I know, like I said, I know a lot of people don't find the parry mechanic in Ninjala to be the greatest, as I said. But what I think S-Blast is attempting to do, and a lot of people have kind of already predicted this, and I kind of feel like it would be an interesting tool to use as well, is S-Blast. It is not a win or you die situation. S-Blast kind of resets both parties back to neutral. So it pushes everybody away. I'm sure it pushes more people away in the area, and it just resets the whole battle back to neutral, which I think has good and bad benefits. For starters, I think let's start with some of the benefits I think S-Blast will have. Some of the benefits S-Blast will have: you'll have less people complaining about the parry system. I think that's a hugely major change that I know a lot of people had some complaints about, and S-Blast obviously would fix that. 2, it functions similarly to S-Burst, meaning it still has to be hit to actually activate, so it doesn't ruin the opportunity of people who are used to breaking people's S-Bursts with the R button to break an S-Blast. It's going to be the same concept. It's going to be a lot of strategy on when you use the S-Blast as well. So it's not like press the button and you're free to go. No, no, no. You press this and they're ready for it. Goodbye weapon, goodbye you. I think it's a great concept. And I'm excited to test out the feature battle mode myself, because I want to experience how S-Blast, I feel like, might change up the flow of things. But because it might change up the flow of things, I think the big thing on the downside is you're going to make some Shinobi cards that already exist in the game absolutely useless, or you're going to make Shinobi cards that already exist in the game stupidly powerful. For example, 2-Edge Parry is a great Shinobi card example of this, and it only excels when in a parry state. If you remove the S-Burst, with the exception of 2 attacks colliding at the same time, 2-Edge Parry is going to become an absolutely useless card unless you somehow change it up. The same could be said for Sudden Burst, but I feel like Sudden Burst would change to Sudden Blast instead of Sudden Burst, or Sudden Burst stays as an S-Burst as well, and it's not an S-Blast. So there still might be some use for that. However, on the other downside is you're gonna see very offensive Shinobi cards, I think, get more use. So the spammable Utsumi Master right now, which already is a problem, I feel like you're gonna see a lot more of that if S Blast replace S Burst. But obviously, only time will tell with this new mode, and like I said, I'm very excited to play this new mode and test everything out. So I just hope a lot of people will enjoy this new mode, and I'm sure you're going to get feedback on both sides that S Burst was better, S Blast is better. So, you know, wherever the state of the game goes, whether they implement S Blast after good feedback or they stick with S Burst, I'm going to be happy either way, because it really goes to show that the devs of Ninjala are doing a fantastic job of, you know, improving the game. On top of that, of course, in this dev diary, though, we also got the announcement of 2 new collabs. Of course, starting with part 2 of the Kyary Pamyu collab. And I can't say I didn't see this coming. I felt like the Kyary Pamyu collab was absolutely adorable, and it will start at the end of the month. This was probably the most favorite collab of players around the world. I think this collab had so many benefits to it, and now we're going to get a new song by Kyary Pamyu as well with this collaboration. You're going to be able to get a new outfit, which, by the way, just looks absolutely adorable. And on top of that, we're also going to get access to getting the old collab items again. And I think that's just a great, great thing on the terms of Ninjala. I'm very excited for this collab to run at the end of the month, and obviously that kind of covers that. But they also, which I was not expecting, announced a second collaboration. So Kyary Pamyu Part 2 is just the first collaboration of Season 4. The second collaboration of Season 4, of course, works on another game of Gung, and that just happens to be Let It Die. And can I just say, yes, 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 yes. Oh my god, this is probably going to be one of my favorite collabs in the game. For starters, let me just show you the rewards that you get for the Let It Die collab. They're on the screen right now, but look at that unique board design that you can get for this collaboration, and look at that awesome Epone you can get for this collaboration. I'm not too big of a fan of the Uncle Death mask, but you know what? I'm not going to complain because it still looks pretty cool. The board, for me, and the Epone make this collab. They absolutely make this collab. I thought the legendary board design currently that we have in Ninjala is great, but that collab board is something I would be running with literally all day, every day as a Matsuri board player. I mean, I love the design of that board, and I cannot wait for the Epone as well. The one thing I do hope we get during this collab is, well, some of the music from Let It Die. And Gung, please do not copyright strike me for this, but I'm going to play a snippet of this, of one of the tracks I think from Let It Die would fit great in Ninjala. And here, just take a listen to it. Yeah, that's some pretty heavy music there, but you know what? I'm all for it, because while we do have a couple heavy songs in Ninjala, I would love to hear like a track like All Off, like I just played from Let It Die. I think that would be absolutely fantastic. And of course, this collaboration is going to immediately be running directly after the Kyary Pamyu Part 2 collab, starting on February 25th. All times are in PST, so it'll start 9 EST. On February 25th, 2021. I am so excited for this collab. I cannot wait to have the board and the Epone. It's going to be such a great, great collab. But now we can talk about the bread and butter of what Ninjala is going to do. And that is the fact that they have planned out a roadmap for 2021 leading up to the game's 1-year anniversary. Right now, as you guys know, we currently sit in Season 4 of Ninjala. And they have offered already, we already know about the S Blast Battle Test Play. That is so hard to say. We already know about the Kyary Pamyu Part 2, and we know about Let It Die, alright? So there's a lot of stuff in Season 4. Obviously, we got the new weapons, which I think can still be altered a little bit. They do seem to drop combos quite often, and I have kind of talked about this a little bit. But I'd hopefully like to see the Chewing V and Scrap Saver improved a little bit because I feel like they are a bit lackluster in terms of combo potential. We got the new map in Fort Riverdale, which is a great map as well. But I look at the roadmap from Dev Diary 12, and they have this limited time event known as a Loot Battle Mitsuri. This is not our Metal Mitsuri that we got in Season 1. This is not the Ninjala Pass Mitsuri. This is something completely new and different. I do not know what it will entail, but I am very excited to see where it goes. I feel like maybe we'll be, competing for getting maybe some exclusive items or something like that Loot Battle, I feel like maybe we're competing for medals, maybe we're not. I don't know. I'm interested to see some more information on this Loot Battle Mitsuri, and hopefully we get some more of that information soon. So Season 4, obviously looking on the up and up. Obviously, we just got a quick patch fix for some of the issues, but I hope they continue to improve the game throughout the season. Of course, moving on to Season 5, we're getting a new gun weapon, and I think everybody is pretty familiar with this one. I'm pretty sure we're going to be getting the motorized yo-yo, which for me just looks like a motorcycle wheel. I have a feeling it's going to be a very heavy yo-yo, but I feel like we might be able to ride around on it, kind of like how we ride on the boards, which I think would be absolutely hilarious, but I feel like it would do damage if we're riding around on it. It'd be like riding a motorcycle instead of riding a skateboard, so I'm very happy about that. There's a new feature battle also coming in Season 5 that we don't know about yet. Obviously, we'll have to wait until then, as well as 2 new collaborations, but I think what's really got me hooked here is that second point under Season 5. Updated tutorial. Now, for those of you who don't know, the Ninjala tutorial is awful, for lack of a better word. It doesn't really teach new players the game well enough, and I feel like your new players kind of struggle to get into the flow of the game, and I've seen, other players, where Gung Ho has, sponsored other creators. For example, I can name a couple off the top of my head, like Markiplier and Valkyrie. And I feel like watching them play compared to what I knew how to play, you can tell there is definitely a massive skill gap between players who just start the game, which obviously there is for every game, compared to players who have already been playing the game. But I feel like in Ninjala, it is more obvious because the tutorial is not well put. They don't really explain the break attacks well on why you shouldn't constantly burst. They don't really explain all your movement options. Jump canceling is a unique thing which you learn as you play. But a lot of people use jump canceling in combos now, and it's just kind of become a mainstay of Ninjala at this point. But what I'm excited to hear from the devs for Season 5 is that this tutorial is going to be updated. So hopefully for newer players, they won't be, as some people in teams like to say, they won't be as unreliable, which I understand when you're getting a new player, but this is why you shouldn't solo queue in teams. But I do feel like the skill levels of newer players, the players who have been playing the game for 2 weeks, is very massive. The gap is very clear, and everyone panic bursts and stuff like that, so newer players become easier to read. They also said the tutorial was going to offer some rewards, so there is some benefits for current players to get some rewards. However, the one thing I would like to see with this tutorial coming up, this adding of the tutorial for Season 5, is I would like to see it become mandatory for all new players. I think, and they said it's a playable tutorial, so I feel like you need to make the playable tutorial mandatory. Because I feel like if you don't make the playable tutorial mandatory, then new players will just avoid skipping it, and you're still going to have some of the problems of them not knowing how to play the game because they decided to skip the tutorial. The fact that it's playable also makes it a little better, because then they can get the feel for the controls as well. Van's story mode chapter kind of had this, but it was like additional DLC that you kind of had to purchase a little bit for. But even then, the tutorial in that wasn't that good. It just told you move and attack, but it didn't really get into specifics of stuff. So I'm excited to see where this tutorial update goes, as well as obviously hopefully some hit detection issues and a lot of fixes. Now, I think what surprised me going on here is the fact that they've already planned what they want to do for Season 6. And when you look at the Season 6, obviously it's going to be the first anniversary of Ninjala. We're going to get new gun weapons, which who knows what we're going to get. And we're going to get a new stage, which is, I believe, absent in Season 5. I don't think we're getting a new stage in Season 5. So Season 5 might be the season specifically where they do a lot of bug fixing. So I'm hoping that is the case. I hope between 4, 5, and 6, that's where they do all the bug fixing, because if they're going to pass up on a stage, they should have more time to do bug fixes. But Season 6 is going to get another collaboration, which we are very excited about. We are going, obviously, to say, as I said, get new gun weapons, which I hope we get some form of claws. I would love to see that, like claws or boxing gloves. I think that'd be such a cool idea. But I'm excited to see where the new stage is. I know maybe there was an Egypt-themed stage in the works, so maybe we'll get that, but who knows. And, of course, along with Season 6 is the first anniversary, and I just want to turn everybody's attention to the bottom right of this graphic, as it does say "and more." They said they were planning something big for the first anniversary of Ninjala, but the fact that they have "and more" at the bottom kind of tells me that this game is going places. And granted, I love Ninjala. I think this game has been going places for a while, and yes, the state of the game is kind of in a rough spot. I do think it needs some balance changes and stuff, but I'm very excited to see where the devs of Ninjala are going to take this game, and hopefully we're going to be getting a lot of the stuff that the players have requested soon, because the thing is, the devs are listening. They absolutely are listening. You're saying, like, oh, they're saying, oh, the parry, like, for example, we look back at S-Blast, and they're like, oh, the parry mechanic is terrible, and stuff like that. Well, now you change it to S-Blast, and all of a sudden, the parry mechanic is almost null and void in comparison. So they are listening. They are listening to changes that they want to see, but obviously, I believe it is a smaller team working on Ninjala, so it takes a bit more time to pump out these updates as well. But yeah, I mean, that for me just covers about everything I wanted to talk to in this video. I think, like I said, I think Ninjala is in a good spot where it is at the moment. Obviously, it does need some bug fixes and stuff, but I'm very excited to see how, how these next 3 seasons play out. I mean, currently we're in the start, basically the early start still of Season 4. It's only been going on for a week, but I think if they continue to listen to player feedback, I think if they continue to get patches out, and I think if they, continue to improve the game, I think this game will have a massive resurgence. This game, honestly, right now in the state it is, I do kind of tend to run into the same players, but I'm not going to say outright that the game is dead, because it's not. This game is, for me, this game is it's like Splatoon, right? Where Splatoon got popular in the West, but it has a huge following in Japan. It's the same for Ninjala. It's popular in the West, for the rest of the countries, but it has a huge following in Japan, and to me that's success, right? You get a huge following anywhere, and to me that's success. But like I said, I'm very excited to see where Ninjala goes. I'm very excited to see where the new updates go, and of course I'm excited to hear what you guys think of these upcoming updates as well for Ninjala. Let me know what you guys think, of course, in the comment section below on what you think of these new changes or the new collabs coming up. And I hope you guys, of course, enjoyed the video. I will probably be back with another Ninjala video sooner rather than later. I am maybe not working on the Scrap Saber weapon guide at the moment. But I hope you guys are looking forward to that, and of course the other Ninjala content on the channel. But of course, before I go, if you guys did enjoy the content here today on the channel, do me a favor, once again, just hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. Guys, we're trying to get 5,000 subs by the end of the year. We're almost at 2,100, and I definitely think we can get to 5,000 by the end of the year, because let me tell you, the community behind this channel and the community behind Ninjala and everything, they've helped me so much with massive support recently, and I just can't thank you guys enough for that. But I definitely believe that with all that support and stuff, I definitely think we can get to 5,000 subscribers. So I really hope that is also a reality. Of course, as always, before I go, I also have to take an opportunity to thank my donators over there on Patreon, MickeyPhorGens, Thomas, and Styleno, for their continued support to the channel. Once again, and one last time, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And until then, this is CAJ Man 777, signing off. Stay safe, everybody.